This is Jeff Fox. He's with the Renewable Northwest Project, and he has a special thing to present to the governor.
You going to read a poem?
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately not a poet, but thanks, Bob, for the opportunity. And Governor, we couldn't pass up this opportunity to recognize your work in promoting Montana's wind energy, especially right here in front of all of our wind energy colleagues. My name is Jeff Fox. I represent Renewable Northwest Project, a nonprofit advocacy group that promotes the responsible development of renewable energy. Governor Schweitzer has been a standout leader in shaping the policy and business environment of Montana to help achieve Montana's wind energy potential. As he mentioned, in his first legislative session as a governor, he oversaw the passage of Montana's renewable energy portfolio standard. And at the time of passage, Montana produced just 1 megawatt of wind energy. Today, we produce over 400 megawatts of wind energy with more projects on the way. In the governor's next legislative session, he led in passing the clean and green energy legislation that put Montana at the forefront in offering tax incentives to renewable energy developers and brought more investments into the state. Later, as chairman of the Western Governors Association, Governor Schweitzer brought increased political attention to the need for additional electrical transmission to accommodate renewable energy development across the West. And finishing his last 2 years as governor just as strongly as he started his first, Governor Schweitzer has robustly defended Montana's renewable energy industry from legislation in the 2011 legislature that would have undermined wind energy in Montana.
It's okay to boo at this point. Not me, them.
His office is also currently partnering with several NGOs to provide independent analysis on siting issues stemming from the Misty transmission line, in an effort that we hope will provide for more win-win solutions to siting issues. And he has helped keep the Montana-Alberta tie line on track. And when completed, that merchant transmission line will trigger a new 309 megawatt wind farm in Montana. I'm joined on stage by business members of the Montana Wind Group who can speak to the real impacts Governor Schweitzer's leadership has had on their businesses. So please allow me to introduce North America President for Gale Electric, Eamon McGrath.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The reason we were very happy to be asked to speak to endorse and congratulate Governor Schweitzer on his efforts here is that he's one of the main reasons that Gale Electric is in Montana since 2006. Like any investor, you have to examine the criteria. You have to meet investment criteria before you make any investment. And I do get the sense in the US that it is people in Europe that have more faith in the US than sometimes the US has in itself. We have been engaged with quite a number of investment houses, but the most energetic in terms of participation have been non-US companies. So it does point to some slight flaw in the makeup. And I think I would echo what Governor Schweitzer has said. You have to look to yourselves and ask, why this stalling? Why are you not leading anymore? Because with the exception of Governor Schweitzer and some other notables, you seem to be preoccupied with parochial infighting. You know, the rest of the world does look to you, and you should realize that. So when we trawl through all the investment requirements, we tick boxes. But what is the overarching thing is, what is the political environment like? What are these people saying? Who has the vision? And in the case of Montana, it was Governor Brian Schweitzer. And that's ultimately, plus the wind regime, naturally enough, but that was one of the boxes we ticked. But that was the main reason we chose Montana, because he had a vision. Likewise, we had a vision, and we felt we could address it. So on behalf of Gay Electric, I would like to thank Brian Schweitzer for what he has done, and I would also like to attribute our build program to him, because by 2015 we will have spent $1.2 billion in Montana, and it's very much attributable to Brian Schweitzer. Thank you.
Thank you. This is like a dang eulogy. I'm not dead yet, for Christ's sake.
No, you got a lot of good work. You got a lot to do, no doubt. I'd also like to introduce Nature Enter CEO Jose Maria Sanchez Serra for some brief remarks.
Thank you and good morning, everyone. Nature Enter is actually operating, which I think is the largest wind farm in the state, and almost 210 megawatts wind farm. We are entering into the third year of operation, and so far so good. And Nature Enter is working really hard on securing the construction of a new wind farm next year, an almost 200 megawatts wind farm. All of that together will mean almost $1 billion investment, and in the peak of the construction next year, we should have about 350 to 400 workers on the site. We have actually about 40 people, permanent jobs in the area, and we leave millions of dollars in revenues to local contractors, landowners, and tax payments. All of that couldn't have happened without the constant support that we get from the governor and his office and his staff. And I would like just to thank you for your leadership and for welcoming our business to Montana. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you very much.
Okay, for the award, we talked about a lot of ways that we could recognize Governor Schweitzer's leadership, but we like none better than this one, which is Governor, a custom-made, Montana-shaped wind energy bolo tie, featuring a star over the Capitol, of course, and a wind turbine here on the Eastern Plains. So we hope you'll accept it as a token of our appreciation and wear it as you travel the country.
Thank you very much.
Well deserved and nicely done by all. Thank you very much. I mentioned at the outset some of the key words in the title